do just a bit of correction on this part here. So now for this first one that says day name, can anybody tell me what function we're going to be using to extract out the day name from this other date that we have here? Anybody? Does anybody have an idea of the function? No, my face, wow. My voice is low. Sorry, I'm a bit tired. Okay. Okay, Emmanuel said text function. Thank you very much. So to extract out the day name from this function, from this other date I have here, I'm going to be using the text function. So equals to text, not today or day name, the color. I want to extract out the day of the week that this date fall on. So it's going to be text function. So I've opened up my text function. Then my value is this. Then my format text is DDD. Since I want it to help me extract out the day name. So I'm going to be having DDDD. I'll close the quotes back, close my brackets, then enter. I have the day name already. I'm going to do the same thing for the month also. Still text because I want to extract out the name for me. Then this is my value. Then my format text is MMMM. I'll close the quotes, close my brackets, then enter. I have it already. And then I now have the year. I want to extract out the year from this date. Now that one is very simple. I'm just going to use the year function equals to year. Then I'll just pick the date that I want it to help me extract something from. Then I'll just press enter. So now this one is because there's no space. I'm going to increase the width here. So now I already have the day, or I already have the year. So I have the day name. I'm going to draw this down. I have the month name. I'm going to draw this down. And then I also have the year also. But I've done this yesterday already. Now this is just the correction of the assignment. This is a correction of the assignment. This is not today's work. So now for the week number, for the week number rather. So I'm just going to use week number for it. It returns the week number in the year. So that means now, even before I even do it, before I even write out this formula, I know that this particular date is going to be the first week of the year. That's because it is January 1st, 2021. And January 1st is always what? The beginning of what? Of the year. I'm just going to open up the week number. Then I'm just going to pick the serial number. That's the date that should help me check. Then I'll press enter. So you can see that it's telling me that what? This particular date fell on the first week of the year. So I'm not going to do this other one. I'm just going to tell you the formula to use. Now, for this delivery date, that we have 24 working days, excluding Sunday. Now, that one is Workday International. Now, I told you that that's the only function that will allow you to pick your own weekend by yourself. So now, this question doesn't, it's not weekend, it's not work day. Are you getting it? But they're telling us that what you have 24 working days, excluding Sunday. E-dates will not return that one for us. Even month won't return that one for us. Even work day won't return it for us. So it's only Workday International that will allow us to what? Pick our Sundays as what? As part of what we want to exclude. So we're going to be using Workday International in this one here. And then for this one that says the expiry date, lifespan of 7 years. So now this one, we know that we have e-date. This one is e-date. Now, before we can use e-date here, we're going to have to convert these 7 years into months first, because e-date doesn't accept years as part of its syntax. So it allows what? Months. And since the lifespan that was given was what? 7 years, we have to convert it first to month. That's 12 times 7. So we have 84 months. So when you start opening up the e-date function, in that month aspect, in the month syntax that are going to be having there, we're going to be imputing in 84 months. Are you getting it? And then for this number of days also, that's up to you. I'm going to check your assignment, because I know I told you we didn't do this one yesterday, but I just told you to go and try it out. I'm not going to do the correction, but I'm going to check our assignment to see how we actually did it. And then don't forget, on this other side here also, I told us to attempt these questions. The best payment method, the best sale type, the total quantity for each day and month, total quantity for each year, the best selling day, the best selling month, and all that. Since you already have data sets, you can always go back to it and check it. But let's not go too far. This is not what we're actually working with today. So today we are working with what we call the text functions. We are working with text function. Now we are working with functions that what helps us to deal with our alphabet in our Excel spreadsheet. Where we want to join, we want to separate, we want to clean, and all that. that's what we're going to be introducing the text functions. So they're in charge of our text, that's in charge of our letters in our Excel spreadsheet. Now I'm going to open up the data set that I sent to the group. If you still see it, write Binet, is it above or Binet? Okay, write Binet the link I sent. You're going to see the data set. So let us open it up so that we can be following it better. So let me see. So now don't worry. For this one, I'm going to be slow because I'm just doing this one new. Okay. So as I did yesterday, I listed out some of the functions that we're going to be using in yesterday's class. I'm going to do the same thing for this text function also. So now the first one we're going to be working with in the text function is what we call the concat. The concat function. We have concat. We have text join. We have text join. We're going to be working with the left function. I'm going to be working with the right function. No. After left, I'm going to be using the text before. You're going to see why I'm actually doing it like this. Then after the text before, we're going to do the right function. Then after that, we're going to do the text after. Text after. Then we're going to do the mid. We're going to do len. We're going to do the trim. Oh, sorry. We're going to do the trim. We are going to do mid function. Okay, I think I've mentioned mid. We're going to do the upper. We're going to do the lower. We're going to do the proper. Don't fret. Don't worry. I'm just listing out what we're going to be using. So it's just going to be guiding us. We're going to be using the proper. We are going to be using the text to column. Oh no, text split first. Text split. We're going to be doing the text split. We are going to be doing the text to column. We're going to be doing the text to columns. We are going to be doing the flash fill. Because if I skip some things, we're just going to go back to it. So now, the first one we're going to be working is what we have here that says concat. Concat, that means I am joining. If I have a use whereby I want to join two text strings, I want to join text strings together. So we are going to be using, it's more like this. This concat and text join, they are alike. Left and text before, they are alike. Right and text after, they are alike. That's why I'm writing it together. So that by the time I'm learning one, we're going to be learning the other option that we can use immediately. So as I said, this first one that says concat. Concat is a function that we use to join strings together. We're using it to join text strings together. So here I'm going to use, it's not, okay. Hold on a bit. Sorry. Let me open up the second one that I have. So I'm going to do it. Sorry. This one that I'm actually going to open now is for, this one is going to be your assignment. I just want to use it to explain. Sorry, let's open up. Yes. So now I've opened up a data set where I said we're working with concat function first. So concat function is used to join text strings together. Whereby look at this column here, I have the first name column and I have the last name column. So I'm trying to get their full names together. So we can use the concat function. Now, before you go further with this one, you should know something that is, you should know what we call delimiters. Anybody have any idea what we call delimiters? Have you ever heard of the word delimiter before? And what does it actually do? Anybody? Any ideas? No? Okay. Only Chantel that answered no. Okay, not to waste time. So delimiters are characters. Okay, no problem. Delimiters, they are characters separating our words. Delimiters are characters that what? They are characters that we use to separate our words. When I mean what we use to separate our words, something like space. Something like space. If I'm writing Femi Adumo, Femi. Now, what is in between Femi and Adumo is space. So space is a delimiter. We're using it to separate those two text strings. We can have delimiters like we can have comma. Comma is used to separate stuff. We can have a period, that's full stop. We can have slash as delimiter. So they're used to what? Separate two things, two text strings together. They used to separate two text strings. So examples of delimiters, we can have, as I mentioned earlier, we can have space, we can have tab, we can have comma, we can have period, we can have hyphen, we can have the slash, we can have double quote. Just those characters that we are using to what? Separate our characters together. So now if I'm to write a proper sentence, something like I am on the road. Are you getting it? Let's assume I want to write I am on the road. Now the proper way that I'm going to write it is going to be, I'm going to write I'm going to put my space, then I'll write ham, right? Then I'll put on, then I'll put road. Are you getting it? So those things that are in between are what we call delimiters. That's the spacing, right? Now this is a proper way of writing. Now if I now want to join, if I want to write this Deborah Ashby now together, all I can do here is what? I'll write Deborah or Deborah, sorry. Then I'll put space. Then I'll put what? Ashby right beside it. Are you getting me? Now, if I'm using the concat function, I told you that concat, we use it to join text strings together. Now, I want to join Deborah and Ashby together. I want to join the first name colon and the last name column together. So now I can use the concat function. You can see it says concatenate a list or range of text strings together. Now we can do the same thing for concatenate, also the same thing, just that it's the older version. Are you getting me? That's in the older version of the Office that we used to have earlier. So you can either use concat or you can use concatenate. They work alike. So if I open up the concat function, now the syntax are going to be seen here, the arguments are going to be seen here is no longer number one or lookup value or anything. It is text one. That means every argument that you are putting in here, concat is seeing it as a letter. It's no longer a number. Are you getting it? So now, as I said earlier, I want to join the first name and the last name together. Now I'm going to pick my first text, which is what? Deborah, right? Then, comma. The second text is what? The last name. Are you seeing it? Now let us see how this one is going to return. If I press enter now, because there is no space in between Deborah and Ashby. That's because the delimiter that I'm going to be using, that space that is supposed to be in between them, I have to put it inside myself. I want Excel to recognize the delimiter as what? As a text, and also what? Help me to what? Use it to separate my characters. So I'm going to come back here. I'm going to come back to this concat that I used there. Open up my concat back. My text one is this first name here. Then comma. Text two is now going to be the space. And I told you that it has to see it as a letter. So if I'm using it as a letter, I have to write it in quotes. That's my double quotes. I'll put after opening up the first double quotes, I'll press my space bar to see to open up the space. Then I'll put my double quotes back. Now I have filled out this text two syntax. Now it's not remaining what? The last name function or the last name argument. Then I'll put comma. Now it has gone on to what? To text three. Then I'll pick the last name. All I have to do here is just close my bracket on it, then enter. Now there's a space in between the characters. So now if you want to use any delimiter in between your characters here, if you want to use any delimiter to join your text strings together, you must put it inside of it. Because if not, it's not going to recognize it as what? As anything. Can you remember when we just did it now? Let's try this second one, concat. The text one is this Adam right here. I seen it. Then comma. If I don't put my delimiter, if I don't input in my delimiter inside this syntax here, it's not going to see it. So if I want it to be inside, I will have to what? Put it inside myself. So now for the text two, I'm going to open up my quote. Now you can use any delimiter. It depends on what you want to use. Like if I put full stop here now as my delimiter, I'll close the quote back. I seen it. Then comma. I'm now picking the last name. Then I'll press enter. Now, the delimiter that is going to be here is what? Full stop now. It's no longer space because in my argument or when I opened up the formula, I requested what? A full stop as the delimiter. Are you getting me? So that's seen it as what? As my delimiter, and that's used it to separate those two characters for me. So now, because I want it to be space, I'm just going to drop down from this first one right here. I'll just come here back here and double click. Now I have the names combined. Are you getting me? So as I said earlier, concat function is used to what? Join text strings together. So if you can remember here, I said the next one that we're going to be doing here is called the text join. You can see it, text join. Now, just as the name implies, it is used to what? Join text strings together. Now, the reason why I actually do like this text join is because, let's see how it works. Let me open up a new column here, so I'm going to use it. Set. Okay, let me name this text join. Let me name this text join column. Yes, now I'm using text join this time around to join my text strings together. So you can either use concat or use text join. So if I enter in text join, like I said, it's still the same thing. It says it concatenates a list or range of text strings using a delimiter. You can see that it's still the same thing as concat. So if I open up this concat now you can see that the first thing that this one is asking me for is my delimiter. That means what character do you want me to use to join those text strings for you? Remember in concat, any text string, any delimiter that you want to use, you have to put it inside every space. Let me do it like this. Let's assume I'm trying to join, just as an example, I want to join I am a girl. Let me use I'm a girl. I'm a lady. Sorry. I am a lady. Are you getting me? Now, after I, there's a space. After and, there's a space. After everything, there's a space, right? Now, if I'm using concat function, my first text is I. I'll open up my quotes. I'll put my I, letter I. I'll close the quotes back, comma. Now, after I, there's a space. I'll have to open up my quotes. Put another space bar. I'll put a space bar. Are you getting me? Then, comma. My text tree is now what? I am a lady. So I'm going to open up my quote again. I'll put my AM. I'll close the quotes back. Then I'll do the same thing for the space after that one also. Open up my quotes, put space and everything. Now, this one is very stressful, whereby you have to input in every character that you want to, any delimiter that you want to use, you have to put it in yourself. But in the text join makes it very easy, whereby that particular delimiter that you want to use, just tell me from the beginning, and I'm going to use it to join your text strings for you together. So if I open up this text join now, it's asking for a delimiter. My delimiter is my space. So I open up the double quotes, I'll put my space inside. That everything I'm going to put here now, use this space to join them together. Then comma. Now we now have this one that says ignore empty cells and include empty cells. Remember when we were doing sum or anything like that, we can highlight cells together. Sorry that I keep canceling. I just want to explain. I just want to understand. I want you guys to understand this very well. If I want to join these characters together, 2, 3, 4, 5. Are you seeing it? And I enter in equals to sum. For this first one, I can just pick these numbers together like this. Are you getting it? I can pick all these numbers together and I press enter. It's going to do the addition up for me. Now that is what this ignore empty and include empty is telling me. Telling me that what? In that text join, you can highlight your cells together. So that if you're having any empty space between those two letters that I want me to help you to join, do you want me to ignore that empty space or do you want me to include it in the result? That's what it means. Let's see how it works. If I open up my text join, my delimiter, I put my space. Then now, it's saying ignore empty cells or include empty cells. Let us work with ignore empty cells first. Ignore empty cells, right? I've taken it to the true. Then comma is now asking for what? Text 1, text 2, text 3. You can see now that this is what? Optional. So I'm just going to pick these two together like this. I want you to help me join Deborah and Ashby together. I've joined both of them. Then I'll just press enter. I have Deborah and Ashby right here. Are you seeing it? Now let us see how include empty works. Let me insert a new column here. Now there's an empty space in between these two. So I'm going to do it here. Let me do it here. So equals to text join. My delimiter is still my space. I still want to use the space. Then ignore empty or include empty. I want you to help me include the empty. Are you seeing it? Include empty this time around. Then now in the text 1 and text 2. Now this one is for when I'm highlighting. That's when this true and false will work. Now I'm highlighting these three together like this. From here down to this Ashby right here. Are you seeing it? I'm telling you to include the empty cell that is seen inside there. Then I'll press enter. Now if you can see the difference, the space in between these two, they are very large. This one is much more than this one. Now I'm telling you, this one I told you that what? You should not include the empty space. But I'm telling you to what? Include the empty space. Now let us try it here. Text join. delimiter is still space. Then now, I want you to ignore the empty cells, right? This time, I want you to ignore the empty cells. Then text 1 and text 2. Join this Adam and Lacey for me. Then enter. Now you can see it. Look at this Deborah that I told you to include empty cells. And look at the Adam that I told you to what? Exclude the empty cells. That's what it basically means. So we use it to what? To join text strings together. So you can either use concat or you can use what? Or you can use what? You can use the text join function. So now the key difference between the two of them is just that in a concat function, you can put in different delimiters inside what you're trying to do. If in that I am a leader that I was trying to write, if at the beginning I'm using space as my delimiter, I seen it. I've used space as my delimiter here. Now the next one, I want to use a full stop. Concat will allow me to use a full stop as my next delimiter. But in text join, it won't allow it. That's because it will ask you for what you want to use at the beginning. Then if you identify what you want to use, that's what you're going to use all throughout everything that you're going to leave it. Do you understand? That was the key difference. So concat allows numerous, it allows different delimiters in between them, but text join is just one specific one that you can use for every other one. And let us see the next thing that we have here. So if you have any question, just hold your question. When we're done with the class, we're going to do a question and answer, then we'll come back to it. So now, after the concat and text join, we have the left and the right. Yes. I'm going to use our original data set, the one I sent to the class. Okay, that's where I am. Okay. So now, the way text join and concat, the way they help us to combine text strings together, left is used to extract out. We use it to separate our characters. Now, look at this column here now. We have a column containing full name already, whereby we want to fill out the first name in one column, and then want to fill out the last name also in another column. I see it. So now we can use the left function. We can use the left function. So now, what does that left function, what does it do? It helps us to extract our characters from the beginning of our text strings. No, facing your laptop or facing your phone. On the left-hand side, that's what I'm talking about. It helps us to extract characters from the left-hand side. From that's the beginning. That's where your character is actually starting from. That's what the left is returning. That's what the left is doing for us. So I'm entering equals to left. So you can see it says it returns the specified number of characters from the start of a text string. Now, look at this. Note this keyword there. It says specified number of characters. That means we cannot do anything. We cannot do a cell reference inside that number of characters that's going to return for us. This is what I mean. If I open up this left function now, I see it. I have two arguments here, the text and the number of characters. Because I want it to help me extract something. So my text is this character, right? Is this the name right here, right? Then, comma, number of characters. That means how many number of characters do I want it to help me extract from the left-hand side? When I'm talking about left-hand side means it is starting from letter D. Letter D is what you have on the left-hand side there. So but now, let's assume I'm trying to extract out Deborah, right? Or Deborah, sorry. I'm trying to extract out this name, or just the first name here. Now, the number of characters for this first name is what? 7. We have D, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7. The number of characters I'm going to put what? 7. Right here. I see it. I'll just close my bracket on it, then I'll press enter. It's going to extract out Deborah for me. I see it. But now, if I should drop down, most of the names will make sense. I see it. Most of the names won't make sense. That's because it's only Deborah that has 7 characters that actually make sense from the left-hand side. But it's still, that's what it's still going to do for us. It's extracting what? Characters from the left-hand side for us. Now that's it. Now there's a better way of extracting without using this left. I see it. That's where this text before is coming with. Text before a delimiter. It's more like text before a delimiter, right? Now this is it. Let me delete this left. I'm going to come back to this. Let us do the text before. Now, as I said, I want to extract out the first name. I know that all my first names are on the left-hand side. Deborah, Adam, Ben, Sarah, Olivia, Ming. all the first names on the left-hand side. Now, look at it. What they have in common, what all of them have in common is that the delimiter that is used to separate all of them, it's a space bar. Are you seeing it? The delimiter that is used to separate every one of them is what? Is a space. So now I can tell you that I want you to help me extract the text before that space. Let's do the practical. If I enter in equals to text before, you can see it says return text that is before delimiting characters. All these names here, they are coming before the space bar. So let us open up the text before. Here we have text, we have delimiter, right? My text is what? This is my text right here. I want you to help me extract something from here. Then my delimiter is what? I have to put what you can actually see. The delimiter here is what? A space. If I tell you that I want you to help me extract something from the letters, I'm not putting, let's say, a comma. And I'll close my quotes, then enter. You can see that it's telling me that not found or not available. That's because it cannot find comma in my text for it to help me split. So you have to be correct in your delimiter. You have to put the correct one, which is what? Your space. I want you to help me extract the characters from the left-hand side. Now, what delimiter is it going to find there? The space. Then I'll close the quote on that space, then enter. Now you can see it. The border is out. Now, if I should drop this down now, all the names are going to be aligned. That's because every character is here, all the first names here, they have what? They all have the space character, or they all have the space delimiter they'll have the space delimiter before them. Are we understanding what I'm saying? Are we getting what I'm saying? Are we understanding? Okay. Okay. So now you can see it now that before I can use the text before, I have to make sure what? There's actually a delimiter for you to help me check out first, right? Now, as I said, I'm trying to what? Remove the first names from the full name column. Now everything is has what? Everything has a delimiter in between. I'm very fast. Sorry. Let me slow down. Okay. So now every character or all the names here, they all have a space in between them. So now I can use the what? I can use the text before. It's not as if the left won't work, right? But the left is restricting. Whereby, if I'm telling you that, yes, you have to go and upgrade. But don't worry, there are other options. I don't know if there should be Yoruba here. They say is what do they call this thing? Onokon Waja. You cannot use one way does not lead to the market. You understand? There are different options. I'm going to teach us on how to take it. On the left, okay. So let me take the left again. Oh, no, those in the back. Okay, let's take it again. Let's take the text before again. So now equals to left. I said not that this left will work, right? This left will work, whereby you have to be imputing the number of characters that you want it to help you to remove on every cell. For this first one, the first name is what? 7 characters. It will extract it for me. Then I'll do left for this one also. This text also. How many characters? 4. So this one is very, very slow. It is very, very slow. So now that's why we use what? We use the text before. Whereby what? We have to check if all the characters actually have what? Space as their what? As their delimiter. Then we can what? We can now split. We can tell you that what? We want to split the first name out. So now that's for text before and text after. That's for text before and left. Okay, let me do it. Let me fill it out. Sorry. Text before. Then this is my text here. Then my delimiter is the space. Okay, then I'm just going to drop this down here. Now we now have how do we extract our last name? Anybody have any idea before I do it? Check. Me, I don't know if you have, but you should now if it's 2021. I'm asking a question though. We are trying to extract out the last name. Anybody have any ideas? Thank you. Text after. So now is it that we're using text after or we use right? Because our last names are on the right hand side, right? So it works with left also. It's also restricting. Whereby we have to impute in the number of characters that you want it to help you to extract from the right hand side. Let us do the right first. If I enter in right, you can see that it's still the same thing. It has text and number of characters. I'm going to pick my text, which is my name. Then number of characters. The first person's zone is 5. Our last name is 5. Then enter. Then I'll come here and drop down. So you can see that it doesn't make sense. It doesn't. So we're going to delete this one. We're now going to use the text after. Text after. So it is used to what? Return text that is after delimiting characters. Now, most of my students used to be confused about this thing. Text before. That means what I want to remove is coming before the delimiter. Deborah is coming before the space. Are you seeing it? Deborah is coming before the space. Adam is coming before the space. That is why I am using text before to remove it out. Now, if I'm removing the last name, this #B is coming after I already put my space bar, right? That's why for the last name, I'm going to be using what? Text after. I'm going to use text after for it. The same thing, my text, this is my text. Then my delimiter is still my space delimiter. Then enter. Then I'm just going to drop this down. You can see it. Now, everybody now has their first name and their last name separated into 2 columns, rightly, just the way it's supposed to be. So I thought we've done 6 functions now. We've done concat and text join. We've done right. We've done left and text before, and we've done right and text after. Let us go back home and practice. Now let us see the next thing that we have. We have the mid. Now this one says mid, middle, and text in the middle. So this one doesn't have it doesn't have another option. I'm extracting something from the middle, so I'm bringing it from the middle. So we're going to use equals to mid. Equals mid. So you can see it. It returns the characters from the middle of a text string, giving a starting position and length. If I open up the mid, I have text, I have start number, and I have number of characters to fill out inside of it. So my text is still my name, this full name right here. Then start number. Start number is saying, what number do you want to start counting from? Do you want to start actually removing your characters for you from? Now, look at, I want you to extract something from the middle. This first name, right? Oh, this full name, right? So letter D is number 1. E number 2, B number 3, 0 number 4, O number 4, R, just like that. So it is starting from what? From 1. So when this starts number, I tell them that what? Okay, out of this letter that I have here, out of this name that I have here, I want you to help me start from letter number 3. Number 3 is what? Letter B, right? D, as I said, is number 1. E is number 2. B is number 3. So I want you to help me start from number 3. Then how many characters should you remove from that number 3? I want you to help me to remove, let's say 4 characters. You should remove what? 4 characters. So if it's removing 4 characters, I want it to, it's going to be returning what? BORA back for me. I'm going to put 4. Then enter. So you can see it. Now the difference between this mid and that, your left and right is just what? The start number that this one is asking for. Since it's helping us to remove something from the middle, we have to tell it where it should start from. It's not just like the left and right. Those ones are already defined. Am I moving from the left or am I moving from the right? But mid, you have to tell it where to start from. Start from here and remove this number of characters for me. Just press enter. And I can just come here and drop. And let us see how everything is going to be. Not making sense. Okay. So now you know that for this one now you have to do it one by one. For the I extracted out Bora. Then if I want to remove something from Adam Lacey also, I have to put it myself. Okay, I want you to help me start from this particular one and remove what? This amount of letters. So that's what mid is doing. Removing characters for us from the middle. From the middle. So now let us see. We have okay, let's do these simpler ones. Upper, lower, and proper. Very simple. Now this one is just helping us to convert our characters into, is it uppercase, is it lowercase, or is it proper case, right? So now uppercase is what? Capital letters. So if I want to convert my letters, that's my first name, back into uppercase, instead of me deleting and then writing it again, I can always use equals to upper. So it says it converts a text string to all uppercase letters. If I open up the upper, the only thing I have here is what? Text. Now, what particular text is it helping me to convert to uppercase? I'll just pick the, okay, let's pick the full name. Let's press enter. everything is going to be returned in uppercase. That's what it does. Why the same thing goes for the lower also. It's going to convert our characters, all of them, into lowercase. So enter in equals to lower. You can see it lower. I'll just pick my text, then enter. Everything is in what? In lowercase. The last one is now what? Proper. Proper means it's going to change the beginning, that's the first letter, into capital letters. Then the rest of them is going to be what? In small letters. That's the way we write. So enter in equals to proper. I seen it. The first letter in each word to uppercase and all other letters to what? To lowercase. I'm going to open up the proper. It's also asking for the same thing, text. I'm just going to pick. Let me pick this one that I converted to small letter. Then I'll just press enter. So you can see the way it's returning back for me, the proper way. For capital letter first and then what? Small letters. Like proper, yeah, proper now. Okay, yes, like Lagos. I'm writing Lagos now. Capital letter L, stuff like that, yes. Thank you. That's for proper lower and upper. It's just for converting, right? Now let us see what we now have next. We have yes, I didn't take learn and train. Let us see what it does. Okay, let us do learn first. Yes. Now, learn function is used to count the number of characters that we have in a text string. That's how many characters are inside this text string. We don't need to start counting by ourselves. That's the way I've been doing D number 1, E number 2. We don't need to do that. There's a function that can help us with it, which is called what? The length. It's more like length. Number of characters inside this particular thing. And mind you, if it's counting, if I'm using the length, it's counting the space also, because the space is also a character, right? So enter in equals to len. So you can see it says it returns the number of characters in a text string. I'm going to open up this len function. You can see the only thing also asking for is what? Text. I'm just going to pick the full name here, then enter. It's telling me that what? There are 13. But let us count. Let us see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Then the space 8. Then 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. You can see it. It's returning 13 back for. So now if I should drop this down now, I should have the count of all the characters that I have inside this place here. Now, this text function is very simple. It's very simple and interesting to take. Super. Okay. So now I'm glad you're enjoying it. So now we now have the trim. Before I do trim, anybody have any idea what trim does? Anybody have any idea what trim does? We'll do it now. That's why I'm doing trim immediately after it. We'll see what len does now. Oh yeah. Does anybody know why we use trim? What trim does rather? Shortening a word, remove unnecessary space. Thank you, Samuel. Now let us. Do I have I think I should have a data set that is 30. Okay, let us see something. Hold on. I want to check out something. It's not reducing. It doesn't reduce. I thought this thing to go look up interest. Hold on. Let's open up this data set, then we'll see it. Okay, now let's look at this. In this order, I've not brought it in. Okay, let me do it fast. X lookup value, lookup array, then return array. Okay. How about I just did now is not new to also. Okay. All right. Now let's look at this. If I'm to count the number of characters for this full name, for this column that says full name right here, I see it. I want to just count the number of characters that we have here. Let me call this len. Then I'll call this trim. Yes. So now if I'm to use len, right, equals to len, then I'm picking this character. I want it to help me count the number of characters that we have here. Then enter. Tell me that I have 17. Now, the reason why this thing is returning 17 back for me is because there are unnecessary spaces inside here. If I'm to do Control F, I want to find out someone's information, Control F, right? What am I looking for? Let's assume I'm looking for Lindsay Fagin. No. I want to look up this first person's information here. I see. I want Excel to help me find that particular thing. So find all. So let me continue. So it's telling me that we couldn't find what you were looking for. But clearly, I have Lindsay Fagin up here. But it's telling me that what? It cannot find the Lindsay Fagin that I'm looking for. And it's correct to look at it. Lindsay Fagin, Lindsay Fagin. That's because this Lindsay Fagin that is inside the data set here is not the same thing as what I wrote. The character in this place here, the name in this place here has space characters attached to it. If you look at it closely, there are spaces in front of it. Now that is what trim is doing for us. It's helping us to what? Remove unnecessary spaces. It doesn't shorten. It's not going to shorten your character. It's going to help us to remove those spaces that you have, whether you are seeing it or not. You might feel like okay, this data set is clean now. You don't need to clean it. Just trim. You say that you are going to be having what? Unnecessary spaces beside it. Clearly, there are unnecessary spaces in these names here. Let us trim. Let us trim first. Let us do the trimming. Equals to trim. It says remove all spaces from a text string except for single spaces between words. May I call it removes unnecessary spaces because I don't need it. If I open up the trim, it's also asking for what? The text. So if I'm just going to pick my text here, then I'll press enter. Now I already have, now you can see the difference now. There's no space here, there's space here. Let us draw this down. Now let us do the Control F again. I'm still looking for what? This Lindsay Fagin. Then find all. You cannot find it, Abby. Okay. Let us do this. Let us copy and paste as a value first. Control down. No. Go up back. Sorry. Hold on a bit. Yep. Control C to copy. I'm going to do this, but I just want to paste this back as a value. Okay. Don't be confused, but I want to see if Excel can still help me find the Lindsay Fagin without all the unnecessary spaces attached to it earlier. Control F. Lindsay Fagin. It's correct now. LYNDS Fagin. So now I can see it now. Now it's returning it back for me. Because what I'm looking for and what I have in my data set, they are aligned with no spaces in between them. Now somebody asked what we actually use the len function for. So now they said if we want to use this len function, we actually use it in the aspect of whereby we want to get the length of a text strings. We want to get the length. That's what it does. It does helping us to what? To count the number of characters that we have inside that particular text string. It might be one of the analysis that you might need, right? How many characters do we actually have in one space? I'm writing, let's assume there's 1 million here. I have 1 million. Sorry, million is 6 zeros now. 1 million. I have 100,000. Right? What's the next thing? I think 10,000. 10,000. Then I have 1,000. Then I have 100. I have 10. Now we go. What's this thing? What's this thing giving me? It's giving me all these right numbers in words kind of stuff in primary school. Okay. Now let us see. We're trying to get the number of characters that each person is actually collecting, right? Learn. My text is this. Now, what do you think this thing is going to return? For people that just look at it. Before I press enter, what do you think is going to return back for us? I want you to help me to count the number of characters that I have inside this cell here. What do you think is going to return back? Before I press enter. You can try it in your own side too, before you can tell me. Okay, people are giving me answers. Let me see. A 9, 10, 9, 10, 9, 10, 9, 10. Let Excel be the judge. Somebody said 11. Okay, let us see. 7. 7. 14. Hey, how is it 14? We have counted in this place here, right in front of us. Excel is not that we have 7 characters. How come? Madam Excel, or is it Madam Arisa? Sir Excel. Why is it 7? Let us see. So we have what about the comma? You say it's 10. 10, 10, 10, 10, 10, 10. Okay. Let us see the definition back. It says it returns the number of characters in a text string. We need to assign class captain in this classroom so that our class will be giving us answers. Okay, so now let us see again. It says learn. So I'm picking my character, I'm picking this again. So it's still going to give us 7, right? Now, clearly this one is not counting comma. Comma is a character too. Okay, let's do this. Let's do this. Let us put space. Let us put space here. 1 space 000 space 000, right? Now let us see. Equals to learn. Let us pick this. This one is telling us 9. Comma. No, it doesn't say numbers. It's not saying no. It counts the number of characters in a text string. I can read different answers. Sorry about that. Sorry. Okay, so now, the characters that are actually counting is space, not comma. For people that want to know why it is doing that, okay, hold on. Let us change this one to general. General has removed the comma. Come back. Let us change it to text. The text. There should be text here. Hold on. To convert it to text. Yeah, okay. It has removed it. Hold on. All right. Now let us put the comma in between. Comma. Still in number formats. Okay. Yes. So now it's okay. For our scholars in the house, as we used to call it in universities, as our scholars in the house, can anybody explain why this particular thing came out when we change it to text form to a text form format? I feel like we're dragging this too fast. We're dragging it too low. Okay, we're going to do a question and answer when we're done. Let us just continue. Let's continue. So after the class, we're going to do a question and answer. So we're going to ask some questions and then answer. So as I was saying earlier, trim, yes. So trim is used to remove unnecessary spaces from our text string, right? So it will help us to remove those spaces that are not needed, whether it is coming before it or after our text string. So it's going to remove it. Apart from those ones, that's the proper way, the proper spaces that are supposed to be between our text. It will not remove those ones. It's just the ones that are coming before or after them. So that's it for text. What I use now? Trim. Yes, I opened up something. So now let us see. We now have text splits. We have text splits. Now this text split works like text before and text after, right? I want to split up the first name and the last name into 2 columns. So now you can now you know when I told you we're trying to what? Put the first name in this column. We're trying to put the last name also in this column. So we can either use the left and the right, or we use the text before and the text after, or we can use the text split. Since we're trying to split our text into 2 columns. Let me delete this one first. Let me delete this column first. Delete. Yes. So I'm going to just delete this text before and text after. Now we're trying to use the text split option now. Now I told you that one way is not lead to market. We can use anyone that we are fine with. So we enter in equals to text split. So it says it splits text into rows or columns using delimiters. So if I open up my text splits, I have the text and I have the column delimiter, right? So now what's my text? This is my text right here. Then the column delimiter. Now, because it wants to help me split my text into 2 columns, I must put in, I told you, your delimiter must be correct if you want it to help you to do the proper way, right? So my column delimiter, I'm going to put my space because that is the delimiter that is going to work, that is going to see inside that text. So after seeing the delimiter, it should help me what? Split them into 2. So let us see how we're going to work. Enter. So you can see it. This one doesn't need us to do text before and text after. I'm going to draw this down now. So you can see it. I already have this one available. I'm going to do this one again. Delete. So equals to text split. So it splits text into rows or columns using what? Delimiters. So if I open up my text split, and what's my text? This is my text. I want to split the full name into what? These 2 columns for me. Now, mind you, if I should put comma, and I told you that if you are using it, you must put what? You must fill out the correct delimiter. If I should put comma here, and I press enter, I said that no splitting was done. That's because it cannot find comma inside this text that I picked. So I have to make sure what the delimiter I'm picking is what? Correct. So I'm going to just come back to this formula here. And I'm going to what? Split it using what? Space. Close the quotes. Then enter. Now it says into rows or columns. Now this one is into columns. It has splitted my characters. It has splitted my text into columns. Now you can also split it into rows. But that one, you can say that one, that part, this text, this what are they calling it? Why does this game keep skipping my head? The row delimiter here, it is optional, right? Now when you talk about optional syntax, that means you not filling it out to your argument or your formula won't affect what you are doing unless you actually need them, then fill it out. So we enter in the text split. So now my text is this Adam and Lacey right here, then comma. Now because I want to split into rows, I want to split them into rows. That means it should come into column, it should come into cell B6 and cell B7. I don't want it to be split into B and C like this. I want it to be split B6 and B7, right? So now in this column delimiter, I can fill out anything. That means I'm not splitting into columns. So in the column delimiter, I can fill out any delimiter of my choice. I can put full stop here. I'll close the code. Now, where I now actually need it is the row delimiter. So I'm going to put comma to now fill out my row delimiter. I seen it. Then in the row delimiter, I'll now use the correct delimiter that you can actually find inside that data set for me. Then I'll now put space. I'll close my quote here, then enter. So now I can see it. So now, if you are using the column delimiter, if you want to split them into columns, that's what we have been doing here, first name and last name. We are going to be using what? The column delimiter, whereby in that column delimiter, you are going to be filling out the correct delimiter that it can actually find in that text. Then it's going to what? Split them into two for you. So now, let's see. If you're not understanding, just after the class, we're going to do it again. I'm going to explain it again. We now have text to columns. We have text to columns. Now, that one is used to what? It's also used to what? Split our characters. And I want you to help me fill out my text into different columns. That is what it basically means, right? Now, let's look at this now. I'm still going to be working on this first name and last name because that's why everything still centers on. I'm still trying to split them into two, whereby you can use what? You can use your different options. Now, how does that one work? The first thing is for me to what? That one is not a formula. I'm going to highlight the column that I'm working with. The column that I want you to help me split. I want you to help me split what? The full name. So I'm going to highlight these two columns first off. I'm going to highlight the column first off. Then I'm going to go on to data tab. You know, originally we're going to be on our home tab, right? Then you go on to the fourth one, the fifth one. Then I'm going to click on what? The data tab, right? Now, the place where you were creating data validation and everything, right beside it, I'm going to see your text to columns. I seen it. It says split a single column of text into multiple columns. Now I'm going to open up the text to columns. Now after opening up the text to columns, this prompt should come out. Come on, see. Let me take it again. Text to columns. Yes. So after clicking on text to columns, this text should come out. So it says, let's read together. It says the text wizard has determined that my data is delimited. Remember delimiter. That means the thing separating, the character separating my text inside there is a delimiter, right? Characters like what? Like comma and space. But now, me, I don't even need to question it because I already know that what is separating them is what? Is a space bar. It's telling me that what? Text wizard actually determined that what? My data is delimited. So it says I should choose the file type that best describe my data. So I'm going to leave it on delimited. That's because it is correct, right? Now I want us to keep our eyes on this preview here. The preview. Let's keep our eyes on this preview and let's see how it's going to work. Now I'm not going to change anything on this step one. I'm going to click on next for it to go on to the next one. Now, it's in this particular step two. I'm not going to fill out the delimiter that is actually separating those characters for me, right? The delimiter that is actually what? Separating those characters for me. Now, what's the delimiter here? I've mentioned it before I came here, but I want us to answer it. What's the delimiter? What is the delimiter separating the full name? Space. Thank you. So now you can see it here. We have tab, we have semicolon, we have comma, we have space, we have order. Orders like I told you that they are much more. It's not just comma and space that we have. We have hyphen, we have full stop, we have slash. Anything you are using to what? Separate your characters. So if you are not seeing those delimiters here, you can go on to what? To order and pick it here that okay, what I want here is what? Full stop. You can see it. Then I told you that what? I want us to keep our eyes on what? On the preview. Now, I already picked order and I'm putting full stop. But look at this. There's no difference in this first preview here. You can see it. Flash fill, full name, Deborah Ashby. And this one too. There's still no difference. That's because I have not picked the correct delimiter. So I'm going to uncheck this order. Then I'm going to pick the correct one, which is what? The space. Now, immediately I picked the space. Look at this preview. It has automatically what? Splitted it for me. That meaning what? It has seen that what? I actually do have space separating those characters, right? So now after picking the space, now it has automatically what? Splitted it into two for me. Let me uncheck it again. Let me take it again. Cancel. I told you we're trying to what? Split the full names. The full names into what? The first name and the last name column. So as I said, the first name is to what? Pick the column you're working with first, right? Then you go on to data tab. Then you click on what? Text. Click on what? Text to columns. After clicking on text to columns, this prompt should come out, right? The step 1. Now, I'm not going to change anything on this one. That's because it has actually determined, it has helped me seeing that what? My characters are what? Delimited. I'm going to leave it on here. I'm going to click on what? On next. Now, clicking on next is not asking me that what? You should have, this screen lets you set the delimiter your data contains. What delimiter does it contain? We all said is space, right? Now, immediately I click on space, automatically it is separated, right? Then now I can just what? Click, I can either click on next or I click on finish. It doesn't matter, but let us see what next does. So this one now, it allows us to what? It says this screen lets you select each column and set the data type. So we're going to leave our data format on what? On general, because it's what it text. So I want to just accept anything, but I'm working with what? Text here. Now we now have another one that says destination. Destination means where should it split it into? And I said we wanted to split it into what? We want to split it into first name and last name column. If you remember these two, first name and last name column. So now in this destination, I'm going to cancel it. Then I'm going to come here and tell you that I want you to help me split into this column and this column right here, right? B and C. You can see it. That's changed to what? B and C. Then I'm going to click on what? Finish. It's telling what this one is telling me that what? There is data there. Do I want to replace it? What is asking for is that this first name and this last name, there's something here already that do I want it to what? To replace it. Let us click on yes. Okay. Why are you stressing my head now? There's already data here. Do you want to replace it? Now it is splitting this column for me. Meaning flash will come here. Fill will come here. Full will come here. Name will come here. That's what this one is talking about. Since I already have first name and last name here, do I want to replace it? Yes, replace it. So you can see it now. I already have what? My first name and my last name inside. All I have to do is I can just come here and what? Change it back. It's not as stressful as I'm explaining. It's because I'm not re-explaining. Text to column is actually pretty simple. Let me Ctrl Z. So because I've explained it earlier, I'm just going to do it straight up. So I'm clicked on this column here. I'm going to text to columns, delimited, next, right? I'm going to click on space that separated it, next. Then here I'm going to what? Just change my destination. My destination to what? B and C. Then I'll click on what? On finish. Do I want to replace? Okay. Then I have it. Are we having questions on this one? I'm seeing messages ahead. So now I can see it now. So this one was also, it's also doing the same thing as what? Text before, text after, text split, left and right. Definitely to what? Split them into two, right? But just have to make sure that what? Everything has what? Everything has what? A delimiter into all of them. So let us change, okay, that will be your assignment too. That will be assignment. So I've used what? Text to columns to what? To split them into two. Are you seeing it? Now, the last and the most simplest one is what we're going to do last year. That says what? Flash fill. I love this flash fill a lot. It's very simple. Let us see how it works. Now, this flash fill is a type of analysis that helps us to what? Automatically fills out our cells after giving it an example at the beginning. Now look at it. I want to fill out first name in this column still, yet. Now, the first name is what? Deborah. All I have to do is I'll just come here. I'll write Deborah. Right? I'll write the first person's name. I'll press enter. Then I will now write what? I'll just press what? Control E. Control E. Only. I already have what? All the first names outside already. If I want to fill out the last name also, I'll just write the first person's last name, which is what? Ashby or Ashby, whatever it is. I've written out the first person's last name. I'll press enter. Then I'll now what? Control E. You can see it. I already have them splitted already without any stress, without doing equals to anything. So you can see it. So we can use any of these options to what? To do our analysis on text, right? So you can use any one. I taught you different text. Control E, E, E is a bearer. What's bearer? Like simple, like easy things, Abi. Control E. Control E, yes. So after just, as I said earlier, Flash Fill will automatically what? Help you fill out your cells after giving it an example. So the example I'm giving it at the beginning is what? I want you to help me copy out anything you're seeing under Deborah. So I'm giving it Deborah first. Now, because why it's filling out is because it is seeing Deborah inside my data set. That's why it's filling it out. Are you seeing it? Now let us see, let us look at this one. Let us look at this. Where is it? Yes. If I come to this customer, now you will think it works with numbers too. I want to fill out this customer ID again inside this column, inside column F, right? Okay. So now look at it. Now, if I'm to write 10,001, now I told you that just if for Flash Fill, just give it an example at the beginning. Then it's going to do it for you. Okay, I think it's how many zeros? 3 zeros. 3 zeros. 10,001, right? I've typed out the first one. I'll press enter. Then Control E. So you can see it. That's filled it out for you. So it works with what? It works with numbers too. Just give it the example that I want you to help people copy out. Do it from the beginning, then Control E is going to do the same thing. And let us see this one too. Let us see if it's going to work. Delete 10,000 10,10127. Enter. Control E. You can see it. So it works with numbers, it works with letters. Just give it the example that I want you to help you copy out from the beginning, then it's going to do the same thing for us. I seen it. Okay. So that's it for the text functions that we're going to be doing. So now I'm going to be giving us our assignments. No, remember we're submitting 2 assignments now. Yesterday's assignment, date functions, and what? Today's assignment, which is what? On text functions. So now our assignment is going to be on this. I'm going to send another data set for us for the assignments, but we're going to work on this one that I sent earlier. So we're going to split the full name into what? First name and last name, right? You can use any text split function that you wish to use. You can use Flash Fill. You can use text to colon. You can use text before anyone. I just want to see what? The first name and the last name in 2 different columns. Then in this email address, I want us to generate email address for all of them. I want us to generate what? Email address for all of them. You know, email address is something at gmail.com, right? So I want us to generate, is your idea. You can use anyone. You can give them numbers. That means after Deborah can have 123 at gmail.com. Then Adam can have 69 at gmail. Just you can use anyone. Just I want us to what? Generate email address for them. And I hope we know which function to use. Let me ask. Do we know the function to use? For this email address, what function are we going to use? Nobody's answering. Yeah. Have we slept? No. We don't know. No. Meet. No, now. We are, remember, hyperlink. Look at it. We are trying to get email address for these people, right? So if you don't know them, the only thing we can use here is we can use their name for their email address. We can use text join or concat. The last function, you can't remember the last function. Richmond, never. So it's going to be like this. It's going to be like this. Let's see it. It's going to be like this. Look up. I'm giving you expo already. Concat, right? Concat these 2 characters for me. Concat these 2 characters for me without space. I don't think we use space in. We don't necessarily use space in email address now. So now I've joined these 2 names together. Now the reason why I'm not going to be using this one is because there's a space between them. So I want to use a name that doesn't have space in between, right? So now I can now come here and tell it, okay, now let's use we're still going to use concat again, but we can use text join and concat. What's my first text? This is my first text, right? Comma. And I said we can have different numbers for them. I can give this one 419. Let me use 41. Let me use 41. Deborah Ashby 41 at gmail.com. At can we see it? Let me use it. At gmail.com. 41. Okay. Yeah. I'm writing text. So even if I'm writing 41 in I have to write it in quotes. 41 at gmail.com. Close my quotes. Yep. Bracket. Let me increase this. So now I can see it now. First of all, I concatenated the names, right? The first name and the last name together without any space in between. Then now, when I now try to generate the email address for them, I used 41 at gmail.com. Now, the reason why I'm putting quote before the 41 is because there's a letter. There are text strings attached to that 41. That I'm putting quote in between. So now your own can be different. You can try your own different ways, right? You can use any one that you want to use at gmail.com. I want us to generate this thing. But if I drop down, everybody's going to be having 41. I can come to Adam now and change it to 169. 169 at gmail.com, right? I can come to Ben also and change it to 2005. You can see it. Everybody will have numbers, and you can leave it as that. They don't necessarily have to have numbers. But if you want to use the numbers, you can use numbers for them also. What about flash fill? Flash fill is used to fill out cells. I'm not filling out anything. I want to concat. I want to join their names together and then and generate an email address for them. I'm joining words together at gmail.com. So I'm joining it together. I'm using text join, or I can use concat. You grab. So now let's look at this one that says text to column. This one that says text to column. This column F and column G. They said we are to separate the letters from the numbers using text to column. They can say that it has specified there. Text to column. So for the separation of this column F here, we are to use text to column for that, right? We're not using any other one. We're not using text before, text after. We're using text to column to split them into two. So the ORD, that's the order, should be should be in one column. Then the numbers, that's the 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 4, should be in another column, right? That's for this one. Then right on this last part now have this one. It's for you people. It's for you people. You can do it yourself. I want to see who's going to get it. So here now we have product name. Red shirt 123, green trousers 498, yellow tie, and all that. So what we're doing here is we want to split. We want to have the colors in one column. We want to have the products in one column. Then we want to have the item code in one column. Meaning red, green, yellow, brown, and purple should be in column J. Shirts, trousers, tie, boots, and socks should be in column K. Then the numbers should be in column L. I'm leaving that to you to know what to use. I'm leaving that to you to know what to use. So now, after I've created the first email and use the control, it won't work. Flash fill is working with what you have on your data set already. So if you create the first email address and telling the control E, there's nothing beneath your first email that it wants to help you to copy down. There's nothing beneath it. Are you getting it? So now what you're going to do is before you can use email here, so you get it now. So before flash fill will work, you must have data beneath it first before it will help you to fill it out. You understand? So now, so that's it for the assignment. The red shirts red shirt 1, 2, 3, color, product, and item code. So that's it for them. So I'm going to drop the other assignment. Okay, let me show you. Let me show you if I close it up. Now this one is now what? What did we do here? Okay, we use this one. This was the one we used what concatenate for, where we try to join the first name and the last name together. Yes. So the way the assignment is going to come, we have first name in one column, we have last name in another column. So we have to what? Join them together. So you use anyone you want to use, either text or concatenate. Then you also do the same email address for them also. But once you get data set, you will see it, you will see what to do. We still have the short order number also. And we also have the color, product, and item code. Just the way we have it in the other one. So just for what? For practice. So I'm going to drop this one also in the group for us to work with. Okay, so that's the end of our class for today. Thank you so much. So now let me stop record. Okay, do you have any questions? Yes, I forgot. Questions. You're welcome. Do you have any question? I said I'm going to drop the link today. All right. Do you have any question? I will tell you in the group. Don't worry. You're welcome. Okay, Emeka is raising his hand. So let us view. If you never get a function, what's the way forward? What function is that? Emeka, you can unmute.
Okay. How are you doing? Good evening, everybody.
Good evening to you. Good evening.
Okay. Well, I saw when you wanted to trim the 1 million.
Yes. I didn't trim 1 million.
No, you try to know the number of the lane.
Yes. Okay, the lane.
Yeah, the lane. So
yes.
First, because what I thought that should have been done, you can only when you've trimmed a string, after trimming, you now do lane. Assuming that at the beginning, we do lane, assuming that it gave us 13. After trimming, it will remove the unnecessary space. We'll now see the difference. That's what we notice.
Yeah.
And also, I also realized that we do not trim numbers.
Yeah.
It must be a test. Okay. So these are the things. Another one is that, the abbreviation of January is JAN.
Yes.
There are some data sets you meet. You need to abbreviate the names. You did talk about abbreviation.
I did now. That's where we use 3Ds.
Okay, that's where you use.
We use 3M rather. 3X.
3X. Okay.
3M.
Okay.
M.
3M.
Yes. If you wanted to you put 4 M's.
Talking about dates.
Yes, that's dates. Yes.
I'm talking about dates. I'm talking about when it comes as a test.
Okay.
When it comes as a test, like January, February, March, and it's going to be too long. So you can instruct the system, maybe this to give you only 3 letters, which is
that's the beginning. JAN, FEB, and all that. Okay. Yes. That's where we can now use left. You can use left for that. I want to help me extract out 3 characters from the left-hand side. Now, the reason why that one will not work is because if you look at September, the shortened form for September is SEPT. It's not SEP.
You can accommodate that. You can accommodate that by saying 4. So
4. You have to do it one by one. Okay.
Yes.
We can now introduce if this character is equals to September, extract 4. Yeah. I get.
Okay. So that's what I want for us to look at.
All right. Thank you very much.
Okay.
Thank you.
Right. And in these things, there should be maybe a dirty data set that because at the end of all these things, we are going to deal with data sets, big data sets. So I don't know whether it would be good as the foundation are being led, will be referred to. Okay, for instance, this is the data set we met. This is how to clean this column. And you now give those the limiter, the space, all those things.
Okay.
So this maybe it's coming later when the actual data analytics starts, isn't it?
Yeah, but the thing is, I'll actually check if I can get data sets that will accommodate text functions. But we can go out and try to download data sets we can get from different websites.
From
But
Google, you
I'll
can
also
go.
check. I'll also check to see if I can get data set. I'll drop it in the group for you guys, for you to
Okay, no problem.
practice with. Yes.
Okay, no problem.
Yes.
Okay, now. Bye.
All right. Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
Okay. Hi. All right. It's 10 on my side already. So I'm going to drop the replay. I'm not going to drop data set also. So thank you all for tonight's class. Thank you so much. Stop share, stop share. Favor. Any question that you have, you can drop it in the class group. Now I want to go and eat. I'm not eating.